Hi guys!
Aniq here.
Ali here.
Welcome to
K2M Unboxing and Reviews.
So today we are recording our 100th video that we've uploaded. So this is our 100th video and this is going to be about the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So you guys can see, this is iPhone 13 Pro Max box. We got it in Sierra Blue, like you can see. All black box, the back. So this iPhone 13 Pro Max, it comes with 256 GB and it's the Max edition model, which is the larger one.
Yeah, 6.5, a 7-inch display.
So you guys can see the box again.
And we also got a Sierra Blue.
That, the back. So Ali, let's open it up.
Okay.
So instead of plastic, you have these tape things which you... So let's open it up, turn it over, and we open it up and you see the iPhone 13 Pro Max. You guys can see it here.
In the Sierra Blue.
Sierra Blue, like you guys can see. Let's put this right on top. And now we have the USB-C to lightning cable charger. You guys can see. You guys can see that. So this one also doesn't come with the charger anymore, like most of Apple's products. Let's put this box right over here. So now you guys can see the iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's the back, and now we'll turn it over. Okay, so you guys can see when we turn it over, it has this plastic, not a screen protector, but like a paper cover. Ali, want to take it off?
Okay.
And that reveals the iPhone 13 Pro Max front. Let's show you guys. You guys can see the front and the back. The back has the 3-camera system right here, and yeah.
So it's bigger. The cameras are bigger from the.
So a little bit about this phone itself. The main upgrade itself is the cameras. The cameras are way larger, way more powerful, and they are just better as a whole. And then they still have the wide telephoto and ultra wide cameras with the LiDAR sensor right here. Okay. We turn it over.
And the smaller notch, as you can see.
So this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max that we had unboxed in our video before. You guys should go check that video out if you haven't already. It's been over a year since this came out. It's a little bit used from the front, you guys can tell. But we can still use it to compare. So let's first do the back.
First thing you see is the larger cameras, and this has smaller cameras. You can first see that.
One thing that they added was that in this one, only the wide camera had night mode. In this one, they added night mode in all of the cameras. So now you can use night mode and telephoto in ultra wide mode as well as wide mode. You guys can see that. They still have the same LiDAR sensor in there. It's just bigger camera models, bigger sensors, making it so it captures more light, making your photos brighter and look better. And color. So
the color of this is Pacifica Blue, and the new color is Sierra Blue.
It's the same color, just a little bit lighter. So now that we're done checking out all the hardware features in these two things, let's now go on to the software features. For that, we'll put this to the side and first get this all set up. Ali, let's set it up. There's a new animation, it looks like, for setting it up. They have a background now instead of all white and a different animation with the hellos. Swipe up and then everything else is normal. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're done setting it up and welcome to iPhone. You guys can see. Let's now open it up. There we are. Another thing I see they added in iOS 15 is that setup screen is now different. Setup screen used to only have most of your utilities and stuff on all one page, and that was all it. And then the second page was a couple. Now what it has is two widgets, the weather app and
the calendar,
and a stacked widget with, there's two stacked widgets where like this, And then there's a bunch of apps.
And also with the new ProMotion display, it's smoother. So every thing is smoother.
So this thing, like Ali said, has the ProMotion display. That is a 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate display.
So
in simpler words, it's a 120 hertz display, which when in solitary mode and when your screen's not moving, like for example on the home screen right now, it's gonna be at a lower refresh rate at around 10 hertz. And when I'm swiping through pages and stuff, it's gonna be going to a higher refresh rate of the 120 hertz, making you save battery. This iPhone here, it also has the new A15 Bionic, which has a better GPU, a 5-core GPU instead of the 4-core GPU in this thing, which has the A14 Bionic.
The 12 Pro Max.
A couple other features about this is, like we said before, about the camera. So mostly in this phone is the camera. But one other thing that they did was make a smaller notch.
And that is very visible. If you can see on the 12 Pro Max, the speaker grill near the camera is very visible. If you see on the 13 Pro Max, they made it so sleek that you can't tell if it's there unless you look very closely.
So what they did was notch smaller. Instead of having the microphone in the middle, like Ali said, middle of the notch, it's more towards the top. And then cameras and sensors are moved around a little, and they have a smaller notch, around I think 20 or 40% smaller. You guys can see that smaller notch. So now we're going to test out the cameras on these two devices. So we have over here
a Statue of Liberty.
You guys can see some small Statue of Liberty, and we're going to be testing out the cameras on both of these. So first off, let's start off with the older 12 Pro Max. This thing doesn't have macro photography, so I have to be this far for it to stay in focus. So if I do this, take the photo. With this, let's now use this, okay? Now we'll use this one. I can go in way further. If I go in this close, it's still completely in focus. We'll take this photo. With this, keep in mind with the wide camera. We haven't gone on to the ultra wide.
Wait, what's ultra wide?
For this one, you guys can see
okay, that is a big difference.
I'm completely that close, and it's still in focus. You guys can see. I'm around, like I said before, you could go into 2 centimeters with the cameras, and they'd still be in focus with their macro photography. Now, let's go on to
the wide.
The wide. One thing.
The ultra wide.
The wide. The ultra wide. Yeah. Ultra wide. Ali, want to do it, or should I?
You can do it.
Okay. Ultra wide. Both are still 0.5. So let's go ahead. Let's see. We're gonna go as close for all the photos as how much it takes for the object to get into blur. So for this, the object, we'll do it this way. It makes it easier. Sideways for this one. Can still go in this. Okay, a little
that's how much that's good focus.
That's around max, and we'll take that.
Yeah, that's a distance.
Now we're going to go ahead and try the 13 Pro Max. Sideways again. Get closer.
Whoa, okay.
Now it starts to go into blur right around here. So let's take a photo here. Gonna take a couple seconds to process, and there we are. You guys can see how big of a difference that is. This over here, completely in focus.
And even if you zoom in, it still looks quite crisp.
Very. Even over here, when you zoom in, it's really blurry and it doesn't look as sharp. Even when you look at the background itself, look how much of a difference there is.
And
this is the 13. This is the
in the 13 Pro Max, the background is blurred, and in the 12 Pro Max, the background isn't. So that's one big difference.
Now onto the last camera, which is the telephoto camera. Now this year again, Apple has upped how much zoom the telephoto camera can take.
Now it's 3.
In the 11 Pro Max, it was a 2. In the 12 Pro Max, 2.5, and now it's a 3x zoom. You guys can see it.
So that means it's gonna be
over here, 2.5 and 3x for their telephoto.
And how much is the max?
The max for this one is 15.
The
If you go
13 Pro.
here, only 12.
So 3x more.
So you have a much larger zoom on this.
And yeah.
So now we're going to take the last photo of this with the telephoto camera, and then we're gonna go on to videos and other stuff. Okay, first let's go into the 12 Pro Max. Let's see how close. Oh, it starts blurring around here. Okay, and the photo. That's it. Now on to the 13 Pro Max. Let's see how close we can get. Oh god, this is going way too close. Still in focus.
Still in focus? It's focusing.
Gonna go
still
around there. Okay. That should be it. Okay. Both of these. Such a big difference in the zoom. You can go in so much closer with this and still have more definition and more depth in the photo as compared to the 12 Pro Max. If we zoom in, this one looks way less
blurry.
like
even though
Yeah.
if we zoom in all the way, it's still gonna be
blurred.
Yeah.
So you guys can clearly see with the larger sensors, larger cameras, there's a big difference. Even
yeah.
though it might not look like it, but there's a huge difference in how much the cameras can zoom and how much the power they hold.
Yes.
And now we're going to go on to
cinematic mode.
videos in cinematic mode. Apple in these phones has added cinematic mode. What it says is add beautiful shallow depth of field and focus transitions to your videos automatically. Your video depth information is stored and allows you to later change the depth of field and effect. So what cinematic mode does is you're able to change what stays in focus. So how in movies, for example, when there's more than one character, they first focus on one character, and then later on when a different character is going to do something, the focus goes ahead and shifts. So that's what cinematic mode allows you to do. So if we get two subjects like this, and then we can put this here, over here to the side, we can put this one in AF tracking. We have the Empire State Building actually, even better. We'll put this behind. So we're gonna take a little bit of a video. So this is right now focusing on
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty, and then we're gonna shift the focus over to the Empire State Building. And like that, it shifts focus. Let's try that once more just so we can get the hang of it. Okay. So we're right now nothing is being in focus. I'm gonna click the Statue of Liberty. It's in focus. Put that in track AF tracking lock. And now it's gonna keep on tracking the object everywhere I move. Let's put that. And now we'll go on to the Empire State Building, and both actually. So now both are in track. Well, you guys can see the background is shifting around the object. So you guys can see the dream catcher right there. It's not in focus. We click over here at the dream catcher. That's the only thing in focus now. Everything else is out of focus.
Wow.
So that's what cinematic mode does. This also adds in your phone with the
256 model, ProRes with 4K 30 FPS.
It's the thing that Apple puts in small text is that it's not available for the 128 GB model. So if you want to get ProRes
with
4K 30 FPS instead of 1080p 30 FPS, you should get the 256 or above model to the 1 TB which they added this year. So this iPhone 13 Pro Max, it's really good for cameras, photography, and just as
an overall phone
in general, it feels way better. It feels really like good, to be exact.
So and
thank you. So this is our 100th video, like we said before. So thank you guys for all that
support you guys gave us.
We've also finally reached 200 subscribers, so thank you for that. This video is our 100th video.
So a big thank you to all of you who've been watching our videos and subscribed.
And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe,
hit the bell icon,
and like this video.
Bye.